Yeah.
There's even like a Native American. I'm kind of very curious about this one actually. The only ones I know about is Wendigos. That's it.
And Skinwalker.
Yeah, and Skinwalker. Yeah. But I don't know that much about it.
Continuing our journey across the world exploring strange, terrifying, and crazy folklore, we have been to Sweden and more recently North America. Now for today's
So like he concentrated on all mythology. It doesn't matter where it's from. Okay.
episode, we won't
Just
have to
mythology.
travel far, as by very popular demand, we will be taking a look at some Native American folklore. If the few Native American legends I've covered so far on the channel are anything to go by, then this should be a very fun episode. Before we go any further, today's video has been sponsored by Babbel, the only language learning platform.
Yeah.
Journeyman is Native American.
Okay.
So he can if he's allowed to speak on it, he can.
Okay.
It's up to him.
Yeah, I just wanted to skip the ad.
Fair enough. No, that's why while you're doing that, I was talking.
In the forests of eastern Canada and the Great Lakes region, the Algonquin people tell stories of a mythical creature, a terrifying spirit evil in nature. Its hunger cannot be satiated, and so it searches for victims to possess. Those who fall under its influence have an uncontrollable desire to murder and cannibalize.
Wait, do they do their own animation for the videos? Because this looks sick.
That I don't know.
Other human beings. The creature in question is indeed the Wendigo, an enormous monster forged from ice that grows bigger and bigger in line with its appetite. You'll know when one approaches, as even the slightest breeze becomes a petrifying chill. The air is filled with a stench that can only be compared to death itself, because that is what follows wherever the Wendigo goes.
The main thing I know about Wendigos is if I bring it up when me and Zen are near forest, he freaks out. Gets mad at
No,
me.
that's Skinwalkers. I don't like talking about them.
That's my go-to to freak out Zen.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about a couple like one time, and there was strange ass noises behind the gate at the old house. I was like, yeah, no, this ain't it, because I lived there for a long time. I've never heard noises like that before.
Like,
Fuck
I like
that.
freaking Zen out.
Wendigo represents greed, famine, starvation, the cold, and corruption. Its appearance at its core is still somewhat human, just amplified in the worst ways. A dark, twisted, and terrifying representation of humanity, its vices and hardships. The Wendigo is a creature we've already covered, so I'll leave a link in the description for anyone who wants a more detailed.
Oh, he has like a detailed ones too. Okay, that's interesting. Wait, so Wendigo, Skinwalker, never heard of a Octana, Thunderbird, Deer Woman, Spearfinger.
Ooh,
I wonder if Deer Woman is like close to like the European one too, or the Russian one.
we'll find out.
Spearfinger, never heard of it. Okay.
You should tell them the story of what you witnessed when you were back in Europe.
Oh my god. Why? I said the story so often.
No, after we get to that part, after the Skinwalker.
Okay.
Explanation. Another creature we've discussed is the Skinwalker, an individual often seen as a witch of sorts, who can disguise and transform themselves into an animal. Animals associated with Skinwalkers include.
Wait, I thought Skinwalkers are like these like skinny, like crawly things.
No, you're thinking about when I forgot what they're called.
So would Skinwalkers be like druids or something? No, right?
Shamans.
Shamans?
Journeyman says shamans.
Oh.
Evil shamans.
Okay. Interesting. I was very wrong. Okay.
Include coyotes, wolves, bears, dogs, and numerous others. There are several different types of skinwalkers discussed in
No, they're evil shapeshifters. That goes. Okay, interesting.
Navajo culture, but they are always seen in a negative light. Those in the community who are helpful in both a spiritual and physical way will often be referred to as medicine men and women.
So it is shamans. Oh. I thought they were evil spirits. Yeah, I was super wrong with that one too, Kuma.
You were thinking about pale crawlers. That's what you were thinking about.
Was I? I never even heard of pale crawlers. Oh God.
These men and women embody everything positive about Navajo culture and values. Part of becoming a healer involves learning various practices, including a balance of magic that can be seen as good and also evil. The Skinwalkers can be seen as the polar opposite. They may once have been medicine men and women, but in this process they were tempted by the evil and nefarious arts.
Oh.
The responsibility of this power is too much for some, and the allure of the twisted
So wait, so the Skinwalkers would be the shamans who got corrupt and drunk on power.
and dark ceremonies is too strong. They are corrupted and become witches instead. Where
So yeah, literally.
Stop right there, criminal scum. Nobody break.
JRC says there is a famous and infamous ranch in Utah that is called Skinwalker Ranch.
I heard of it. It's pretty notorious.
medicine man or woman would use their gifts and ancestral guidance for good, skinwalkers may hide amongst their tribe in plain sight during the day, only to transform and perform these evil acts under the cover of night.
Hollywood ruined a lot of native myths so far. This guy is on good track. Yeah, it's a big reason why I'm so against watching Hollywood movies these days, because so much got lost in translation. I already was having issues with how they were portraying a lot of like myths from other countries. I didn't know they messed up the Native American folklore that bad.
Of course they did. They always like mess with like a lot of other myths from different countries, but they mess with Native American myths so hard, like so bad. I don't know why they keep doing.
So this is my daily reminder that I made the right decision to stop watching Hollywood movies.
Stories and legends relating to skinwalkers are very important, and so they are not really discussed with those considered outsiders. The process of becoming a skinwalker, therefore, is virtually unknown. Some theories suggest in exchange for such power, one would have to perform a truly monstrous ceremony, an irredeemable act, taking the life of someone close to you, perhaps a family member.
So is it like a show of fate ritual?
Given the dark tone and severity of these legends, it's understandable why they are not spoken of in much detail. Horned serpents and dragons appear in most cultures, and Native American cultures
When I read the name, I did not expect a snake.
are no exception. There are numerous names for these creatures across the many tribes. The Cherokee refer to this serpent as the Uktana, a large underwater serpent with shimmering scales that burn bright, horns, and a crystal located in its forehead. The scales and crystals were thought to have magical properties and were used for divination. The horns also had medicinal properties, which would make hunting these serpents terrifying, as it may seem a worthwhile
So this is like a very aggressive medicine.
endeavor. It's said that a horned serpent that resembles a stag will
The forbidden noodle. Shut up.
not harm humans, but its crystal seems to have a magnetic power over other animals. The Cherokee saw this glistening crystal as the greatest prize. However, it was also the greatest danger. Those who encounter the serpent are drawn in by how bright the crystal burns. Rather than flee, they are drawn towards it, and in turn their death. To make the hunt even more challenging, the majority of its scales are impenetrable, The only
Oh.
way to
Oh.
kill the Uktana is by following the rings and spots that run all along its body. The 7th spot from its head is where its heart is located, and this is the only
That is very specific.
area vulnerable to any kind of attack. There are some stories of these serpents being driven away and destroyed by the Thunderbirds, which segues us
What is a
nicely into our next
Thunderbird?
creature.
I was about to pause and say, when I hear Thunderbird, I'm thinking about like a Power Ranger or something.
Stop.
Similar to
It's
the
literally
horned
a bird.
serpent, the Thunderbird was thought to occupy the Great Plains and the Great Lakes region. A large bird that could generate thunder by simply flapping its wings, hence the name. Often portrayed as a giant eagle, they sometimes also have control over the rain and other elements of the weather.
What are these things?
The conflict between the horned serpent and the Thunderbird relates back to an Algonquin story. The Thunderbird reigned over the upper world, and the horned serpent reigned over the underworld. When
Okay.
these creatures from the underworld would attempt to invade the upper world, the Thunderbird watching from above would flap its wings and shoot thunder down at the invading creatures. There are several stories that state the Thunderbirds were created to fight the underworld spirits.
But this reminds me of like Greek mythology. I'm not tripping, right? Like with Zeus and everything.
A lot of it, a lot of cultures have very similar ways of thinking. It's just
Oh
how
yeah,
it
no,
is.
I agree. It just reminded me of it.
But also to punish humans who broke the morals and codes that governed their society. Although the Thunderbirds were seen as protectors, and you often do see them depicted on totem poles, they still served as a reminder of the morals that were valued. The dear woman or dear lady is certainly an archetype we see often in folklore. A succubus, siren, or
Oh.
seductive type
Okay, I didn't know that the dear woman is a succubi though.
Yeah.
So I'm used to the Russian version of it. That's what I'm used to, right? Like the forest ones that like half animal ones. They're just usually there to protect the nature. I did not expect it to be a succubus.
of monster. Depending on the situation, she can appear in 2 different lights. For men who remain faithful and take care of their families, she is a spirit associated with love and fertility.
Okay.
However, those who harm women and children encounter a very different creature.
Oh.
A vengeful monster who lures and seduces these men to then murder them for their misdeeds and sins.
Okay, so then she's nothing like succubus.
No.
She's just like revenge spirit or something. No, not revenge.
What'd you even call this?
That's what I'm thinking. Seducer archetype. I wouldn't even call her that. I mean,
Faye.
Faye, maybe. I mean, considering America, fascination with egos, the Thunderbird makes sense. I mean, it goes deeper and further before.
Yeah.
She's a fair folk.
Some believe that seeing the dear woman at first is
Protector and Avenger, yes.
Yeah.
That's the words I was trying to figure out.
more of a warning, a reminder that some kind of personal change must occur. If this warning is ignored, the next time you see her will be the last. For those wondering how the dear woman punishes these men, she hides behind a bush or tree and calls out to them, only revealing her human side. As these men are unfaithful,
I mean, you would see the antlers though, right? Am I tripping?
I don't even know.
And I'm so glad no one in chat is spamming wood.
the call of a beautiful woman is more than enough to grab their attention. By the time they are close enough to realize she isn't entirely human, it's already too late. Her hooves are used to trample and stamp her victim to death. I'm sure there's a message
Okay.
there about not taking advantage and treading all over the people who care about you, but being punished by a dear woman who literally treads all over you seems like the perfect amount of irony. In Cherokee folklore existed a figure known as Spearfinger.
Yeah, I didn't know what to expect from a spear finger, but it's literally a spear finger.
Yeah.
I did not know where we're going with this one, but here we are.
A woman with stone-like skin and an elongated, razor-sharp finger on her right hand that she would use to slice open her victims. She would
Okay.
walk the trails and rivers surrounding the Great Smoky Mountains in Tennessee and North Carolina. It's said that you can hear Spearfinger humming her favorite song, echoing throughout the mountains and scaring away any nearby wildlife. Although nobody was safe, she preferred to target children, transforming herself into family members to deceive them. She could also
Okay.
take the form of a helpless elderly woman. Those kind enough to offer her assistance are left regretting their decision. Defeating Spearfinger was near impossible, as her skin was made of stone. Arrows and any other kind of sharp weapon would merely bounce off her. Her only
The fact that the people are now spamming wood, I'm judging all of you. The dear woman, no, but Spearfinger, yes.
Hey, what?
Okay. Priorities, I guess.
known weakness was that her heart was located in her right palm, and so she clutches it tight, using her elongated finger as protection. Eventually, the Cherokee tribes came together and devised a plan to finally kill Spearfinger. Under advice from a medicine man, they dug a large pit, and with green sapling created a bushfire large enough to attract her attention. She came to the village disguised as an elderly woman, asking for assistance. The hunters soon realized this was a disguise and began to attack. The spears thrown bounced and ricocheted. This only
Yeah, if your skin is out of stone, I don't think throwing a spear is gonna do anything. Have you ever tried throwing something at a boulder?
It just bounces off.
Yeah.
angered Spearfinger as she ran towards them. However, this was expected, and in
Oh,
chasing
never mind. It was a trap.
them, she had fallen into the pit. Even with her trapped, the Cherokee had no idea how to kill her. They noticed the birds who were once terrified of Spearfinger flew down to offer assistance. One
Huh?
bird began to sing. The sound it was making translated to mean heart. The hunters took this to mean shoot her in her chest, and so they took the bird's advice. The arrows and spears once again could not penetrate Spearfinger's skin, and so they turned to the bird and cut out its tongue, enraged it would lie to them.
Hold up. They cut out the bird's tongue? Do birds have tongues?
I guess they do.
And light it up? Okay.
Yeah.
However, the bird did not lie. The hunters were unaware that her heart was not located in her chest. Another bird flew down, but this time landed on Spearfinger's right hand. The hunters
So the bird wasn't even right. The heart wasn't even there. He lost his tongue for nothing. I'm getting too invested into it. The snitches get stitches. Shut up.
listened again and began to attack the hand that was always closed so tightly. Only now Spearfinger began to panic. Eventually, one of the spears severed her heart and she fell to the ground. The stone giant that plagued the lands was gone, but the legend and stories of Spearfinger continued. And that brings today's episode to an
I'm
end.
sorry, but just that like one long finger in general is just creeping me out.
Let me know which of today's stories were your favourite in the comments below. As always, I've been your host, Mythology and Fiction Explained.
This was a good video.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
I like this. I need to check out more mythology videos. This was interesting. More than half of it, I had no idea.